The extreme, cold apocalypse, I am curled up at home, surrounded by mountains of supplies. Mom knocks, frantically, on my door, begging me bitterly to let her in. I stand quietly at the door, watching the live comments float across my vision. Don't open the door. Your family is waiting behind her with a knife. The side character is going to die. Doormat, sisters never get a good ending. Why isn't the side character moving? I curl my lips into a smile and lock the door from the inside, leaving her to wail outside. Kyukua. You're just a girl. You don't need much money. If your brother can't buy a house, where will his family live? Mom doesn't have many wishes in this life. I just want to hold my chubby grandson. Sigh, if this can't be fulfilled, I might as well just smash my head and die. At the dinner table, Mom sighed continuously, squeezing fake tears from her eyes, with a calculating gleam in them. I stayed silent, staring fixedly above her head, my face expressionless. Mom glared at my brother, who was playing on his phone, pretending to complain. Mao Bufan, say something. Beg your sister to help you. Mao Bufan shot me an impatient look and said resentfully, if I don't get the house in 3 days, we'll all be sleeping on the streets. When that happens, our whole family will move in with you. It'll be all your fault. My sister-in-law chimed in with a harsh tone. That's right, think about it carefully. If you refuse to help, you're being unfilial. The comments above their heads kept floating by. Is she stupid? The apocalypse is in 3 days, and she's still worried about buying her brother a house. The side character will not only get killed for her house, but it'll end up belonging to her brother. Please don't agree. God, this is so frustrating to watch. Doormat, sisters never have a good ending. She gets leeched off from the beginning to the end. I was a bit confused. Am I a doormat sister? It seems that according to the plot, Première un des dames. I smiled, my eyes sweeping over them, and replied softly, all right, Mom. I'm willing to buy a house for my brother and contribute to this family. After all, I am the most filial daughter, right? Hearing my answer, none of them looked surprised. They knew I would agree. It made sense. I've been so obedient for over 10 years in their minds. I would never refuse. Mom's mouth twitched, her fake smile looking like a layer of skin pasted on. Highly unnatural, she said, excitedly. Kyuki, I knew you were always so obedient. You wouldn't just abandon your brother. My brother and his wife beamed with joy, the greed in their eyes terrifyingly bright. Thank you so much, Kyuki, since it's settled. You are the greatest contributor to our family. Première chocolate. An eerie smile on my lips, but everyone present was too immersed in their excitement. Nobody noticed. Greatest contributor, whoever wants that title can take it. You die, the queen. During the meal, Mom used her trembling hand to pick up a piece of meat, suppressing the reluctance on her face, and put it in my bowl. Eat, Kyukyu. Look how thin you are. There's barely any flesh on your face. Sigh, Mom's heart aches for you. I didn't see her heart aching, only her reluctance. I could definitely read that on her face. I calmly said, Mom, you can take it back. I don't like eating meat. The moment the words left my mouth, that piece of meat was snatched away with lightning speed, vanishing from my bowl. Mom picked up the meat and laughed gleefully, her tone shifting instantly. Silima. I completely forgot that Kyuki has disliked meat since childhood. I sneered inwardly. À tes moments explode. A rapid stream of insults directed at me. Despicable. I don't want to watch a doormat, sister. I want to see a strong female lead. So annoying, the side character is absolutely hopeless. She listens to everything her mother says. She deserves to be killed off. The apocalypse is in 3 days. She's spending all her money on a house. How will she stock up on supplies? She's going to end up as someone else's supply. Stock up on what? The side character actually agreed. So speechless. This frustrating plot will piss people off. When is the side character going to die? Ignoring all the insults aimed at me, I extracted a crucial piece of information from them. The apocalypse is coming in 3 days. At the table, Mom and sister-in-law exchanged glances. Mom cleared her throat, staring straight at me. She probed with a smile. Kiyuki, about buying the house. How long roughly will it take? I slowly looked up, my expression dull. I said, in a small voice, Mom, the housing market is tight right now. I'll go look for one shortly. To buy a house and register it in 3 days, it's indeed a bit short on time. Hearing this, Mom became anxious. How is 3 days too short? I always knew you were useless. You've already graduated from college and you can't even handle this little thing. Your brother and sister-in-law are getting married in 3 days. Mom hinted and threatened me, asking, are you just trying to fool us? You never planned on buying your brother a house at all, did you? As her words fell, the atmosphere froze. Everyone at the table darkened their faces, staring fixedly at me. It was as if I said no, they would lunge and tear me apart. Première blinked, and a few tears fell, crying a river of sorrow. I said, Mom, it's not that I don't want to help. It's that I truly don't have the means. To tell you the truth, I've actually been looking for houses the past few days. How could I bear to let Mao Bufan live on the streets? Haven't I given you all my savings over the years? I've thought of every possible way. But I'm still 500,000 short. Mom jumped in shock, her eyes widening. Je sais. 500,000. That's so much money. Where are we supposed to find that? Kyokyo, you have to figure something out. This is your brother. I collapsed onto the floor, crying while slapping my own face, cursing myself for being useless. Mom looked completely pained, but ultimately, she couldn't bear her son not getting a house. She resolutely took out the money she had saved for a long time. Kiyuki, this is all the family's savings. It's exactly 500,000. Take it. The bank books and IDs are in there too. Make sure you register the house in your brother's name. This time, the sister-in-law hesitated. But Mom shot her a fierce look to shut her up. She tugged at my brother's sleeve. Kiyuki, carrying that much money. Isn't that unsafe? Mao Bufan glared at his wife impatiently. What is there to worry about? She doesn't have the guts to steal it. I laughed secretly in my heart and turned to tell them. With me here, you can rest easy, Mom. I will definitely buy the biggest and best house for my brother. The family was immersed in the beautiful vision of moving into their new home in 3 days, smiling happily as they watched me leave. The extreme, cold apocalypse, I am curled up at home, surrounded by mountains of supplies. Mom knocks frantically on my door, begging me bitterly to let her in. I stand quietly at the door, watching the live comments float across my vision. Don't open the door. Your family is waiting behind her with a knife. The side character is going to die. Doormat, sisters never get a good ending. Why isn't the side character moving? I curl my lips into a smile and lock the door from the inside, leaving her to wail outside. After leaving the neighborhood, I returned to my rented apartment. The comments in front of my eyes were still rolling, with more and more people criticizing me. Why isn't the side character going to find a house for her brother? Don't let her precious Mao Bufan freeze. The apocalypse is coming in 3 days. Sigh, the side character actually looks quite pitiful. I smiled again. Back in my room, I closed my eyes and fell asleep peacefully. silently repeating one sentence in my mind. With me here, you can rest easy, Mom. The next day, I left early with my bag. The comments gradually increased. Hee hee, she went out to find a house for Malbufen. Huh. Does she really love being a doormat that much? Let's see where she's heading. I'm so stupid. Why am I still watching this frustrating plot? I took a taxi to a rundown alley, got off, and walked straight inside. In an inconspicuous, small building, I told the manager I wanted to apply for a loan. Ha ha ha, after filling out all my information, I easily got 5 million in hand. In less than half a day, the comments before my eyes completely changed their tune. As if you were absolutely stunned by my actions. Wait. Isn't the side character a doormat sister? How is she suddenly so rich? This is the badass female lead I've been waiting for. Who said she was a doormat earlier? Why is the side character getting cooler by the minute? These moves are unbelievable. I glanced at the comments. Completely unaffected. They are just a bunch of outsiders relying on their omniscient perspective. As long as I regularly extract information from them, it's fine. Next, I went to a real estate agency and described my requirements. It must have a basement, a very large area, fully equipped facilities, and solar panels installed. Seeing my attire, screaming wealth and status, and my calm, imposing demeanor, the agent didn't dare neglect me. He searched through all the listings and matched me with the most suitable one. It was a mid to high-level house in that district. A 3-story duplex with great lighting and ventilation, and a fully equipped basement. However, the price was a bit steep. The agent hesitated. Miss Q, the price here is a bit high. You see, price meant absolutely nothing to me. Moreover, this house perfectly met my needs. I didn't bat an eye and said flatly, say no more. Let's sign the contract right now. Can I move in today? The agent was thrilled and nodded vigorously. Of course, of course. Very quickly, I moved my luggage and belongings into the new house. Everything was settled in one day. The comment section was completely mind-blown. This doormat side character had completely derailed from their expectations. If I hadn't been watching her the whole time, I would have thought she got reincarnated. It's like she's a totally different person. Don't you guys think she actually looks pretty badass? I am utterly shocked. I used to really hate her. But now I'm looking forward to what she does next. After resting for a day in the new house, I went out early the next morning. The extreme cold apocalypse preparations far beyond just a house. Using the remaining money, I bought out 3 supermarkets that were about to close. Without haggling over the price, the 3 supermarkets quickly became mine. For the rest of the time, I ran around major wholesale markets. I bought plenty of generators, power banks, bottled water, and water purifiers, as well as various essential home appliances. After finishing that, I hired a few contractors to replace my house's windows with the strongest bulletproof glass available. I installed 2 solid steel doors and 1 wooden door. Even the basement was completely renovated. All the locks were upgraded to the highest security tier. Human nature is unpredictable. To fight for food, those people would do absolutely anything. With this series of renovations, the sturdiness of the house was vastly upgraded. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to break in no matter what. After checking the house's lighting and ventilation, night truly fell. Tomorrow, the extreme cold apocalypse would begin. To avoid drawing attention, I had to use this single night to move all the supplies inside. I rented a truck and drove to the 3 supermarkets. After emptying the supermarkets, I posted closed for lease signs on their doors, ensuring they wouldn't attract any notice. The night was pitch black. The moonlight cold and dim. The streets were completely deserted. By the time I moved all the supplies upstairs, the sky was already beginning to lighten. Once home, I sealed all the doors and windows. All the curtains had been tightly drawn since I moved in. This was to make others believe that this unit was still unrented, including the agent. I didn't let him leak the news that I bought the house. The public information left behind was that this house was up for rent. The 3 floors of the house were completely stacked with all kinds of rice, noodles, grains, instant food, oil, down jackets, blankets, and daily necessities. After a whole day of moving supplies, I was a bit tired. I took a hot shower and fell into a deep sleep in my bed. The comments kept refreshing constantly. Is the side character acting like she got reincarnated? Did she realize something? There were warnings on the news at the very beginning, saying there would be a rapid drop in temperature. It's just that nobody paid attention at first. This change is too fast. Just earlier, she was crying, saying she wanted to be filial to her mom. And then she immediately flipped. Nobody call the side character a doormat ever again. This is a true badass female lead. The comments were arguing wildly while I slept all the way until evening. When I opened my eyes again, it had already started snowing outside. I walked to the window. Through the crack, crystal clear snow was falling, tiny and drifting, slowly covering the entire street. People hadn't yet realized the arrival of this disaster. Tomorrow, the extreme, cold apocalypse would descend without warning. To avoid causing my neighbors suspicion, last night, I had to bring in enough supplies to last a long time, moving them into my place completely silently. Unlike regular grocery shopping, premier tout clear, everything useful off the shelves in one sweep. From staple foods to emergency rations. From thick clothing against the cold to warm bedding. I meticulously checked every single item, ensuring nothing was left out. This was the house I specially purchased. From beginning to end, I didn't let the agent leak a single word about my purchase. To the outside world, I claimed to be a tenant. This was also my carefully laid disguise, just to make outsiders think this was just an empty, unoccupied house. The live comments on the screen above kept refreshing. How did she suddenly change into a different person, hoarding so many things all by herself? Did you guys forget? The news mentioned it a few days ago, saying there would be extreme global temperature drops. Just that nobody took it seriously. She just made preparations in advance. So her previous weakness was all an act. This is next level thinking. A solid badass female lead script. Stop calling her selfish. When the apocalypse hits, prioritizing yourself is the most rational choice. The debates in the comments rose and fell, while I kept sleeping until night fell again. The news on the TV was broadcasting a continuous cold wave warning, urgently reminding citizens to stay indoors and keep warm, and not go out unless necessary. But outside downstairs, noisy looting had already begun. The supermarkets were packed with panicking people. I held a cup of hot milk, feeling the warmth on my fingertips. In my mind flashed the figures of my adopted mother and my sister-in-law. A cold smirk curled on my lips. How are they doing now? I'd really love to see. Walking into the living room, I clicked on the surveillance footage. On the screen, the 3 of them rolled thin blanket, sitting on a freezing sofa, shivering uncontrollably. Their faces were bruised purple and blue from the cold. Right at that moment, before I could watch for long, violent banging suddenly came from my door, accompanied by my brother Mal Buffon's hoarse and vicious shouting. The door vibrated slightly from the force. Kyuki, open the door. I know you're in there. My heart stirred slightly, but I didn't make a sound. I just switched the surveillance feed to the front door, watching the commotion on the screen. My adoptive mom was leaning against her door frame, but carrying an undeniable arrogance. Kyuki, Mom knows you hoarded a lot of supplies. Hurry and open the door to give us some. We are freezing and starving to death. My brother impatiently kicked the door, his tone malicious. Kyuki, don't be shameless. If you don't open the door, we'll call everyone over. We'll tell them you're hiding tons of supplies here. When the starving neighbors get here, you and your supplies will be finished. My sister-in-law immediately joined the screaming, her tone full of threats. That's right. Don't think you're safe hiding in there. We already found out everything. You bought this house. If you don't bring out the food and warm clothes, we'll smash the door. If we can't smash it open, we'll just guard right here and attract everyone to this spot. We'll take you down with us. Mom chimed in as well, her voice laced with fake, hypocritical pleading. Kyuki, Mom raised you. You can't be this heartless. Just open the door and give us some things, and we'll leave. Otherwise, Mom will just die right at your door. I'll let everyone see how unfilial you are, and how vicious your heart is. The comments instantly exploded on the screen, refreshing so fast they were a blur. Holy crap, this family is too disgusting. They didn't hoard supplies themselves, and now they come to threaten her. Don't open the door. They are doing this on purpose. If you open it, it's over. I thought the adoptive mom was pitiful before, but now, it seems, they all brought this upon themselves. Kyuki, do not go soft on them. They are bloodsuckers. They will never be satisfied. Do they really dare to smash the door? This is a high-security, steel door. I looked coldly at the hysterical trio on the screen, feeling not a single ounce of panic. Did they think I'd open the door just because of this? Truly too naive. The banging on the door became more and more violent. My brother's bullying roars, my sister-in-law's scolding, and my mom's fake wailing mixed together. It was ear-piercing, seeing that I wouldn't open the door no matter what. My brother actually picked up a nearby rock and smashed it hard against the door. Kyuki, I'm warning you one last time. If you don't open up, I'll smash this door to pieces. Go ahead and smash. I finally spoke, my voice carrying through the thick door. Cordon calme. This door is custom-made. You won't break it, even if you smash, until you die of exhaustion. The commotion outside instantly stopped. After a few seconds, my brother's voice rang out again, his tone laced with resentment. Kyokyu, you just wait. We won't just leave like this. You have to open the door, eventually. When you do, I'll make you pay. Mom also wailed along. You ungrateful wretch. Raising you was completely useless. You'll get your karma. I didn't respond anymore. I just turned off the audio for the front door camera, turned around to the dining table, and cooked a steaming bowl of noodles. The snow outside was still falling, and the temperature kept dropping, but inside my house, it was as warm as spring, filled with the delicious aroma of food. The people in the comments breathed a sigh of relief and then grew indignant again. So satisfying. That's exactly how they should be treated. They definitely won't actually wait outside the door. It's too freezing out there. And they have no supplies. They won't last long at all. If it were him would have panicked. I ate my hot noodles, looking at the comfort and encouragement in the comments, and felt a slight warmth in my heart. Première cagnotte, from the moment they came to my door to threaten me. All ties between me and them were completely severed. From now on, I only live for myself. Sure enough, it didn't take long before I saw the three of them huddled together on the monitor, collapsed on the ground. Motion. In the days that followed, I made different gourmet meals for myself every day, and lay in bed watching lots of downloaded TV shows. Life was peaceful and steady. 2 years later, The snow finally stopped. Sunlight pierced through the clouds, shining on the snow-covered earth, bringing a long-lost warmth. I walked to the window and gently pulled back the curtains. The long-awaited sunlight spilled onto my face, warm and dazzling. I stood before the glass, looked at my reflection, and said, "Hello, QQ. And your day will be even more beautiful."